What's good, YouTube? It's great to be back, y'all. It's great to be back. And, judging from all the faces, I know it's Christmas, coming few days, I guess, or a few weeks. And much love for that. And, honestly, I just want to say this before we start. Every day it's been an amazing seeing people get gifts for their kids struggling. Some people can't afford it. I get that, because it's hard times, and people were laid off at one point, and it's been really hard for some people to go through getting Christmas done, and it's a special day too for your kids. And there's times, like I said before in my previous videos, it's how to say, it's like a precious moment, you could say. Honestly, it's amazing. That's all. And let's just get started. Today I'm gonna be talking about what's the process of coming to America. I thought that should be a topic today. So people have been struggling to come into America, but I can tell you my experience by the title, and how people struggle every day to be able to work here, study, anything, go to school, pretty much day-to-day lives, and seeing how it is really difficult nowadays. You'll either have to be a student, or you have to be working here to get a visa, and you gotta go through many obstacles. It takes 360 days to get a green card, the day you apply from. And the worst thing is that when you apply, it doesn't say instantly oh, it's gonna be coming at this point of time. But then when you do that 360 wait, it just takes that time, it takes that moment and all that stuff. I mean, that's how I got through it. I had applied in, if I'm right, I probably applied in probably 2017, around that time, right? Probably 17, 18, all right? Or 16 even, I'm not sure. So around that period of time. And at that time, we applied, me and my family, actually, me and my dad and all that, we applied to come here to, have a future and all that stuff for me. And on top of that, it wasn't easy going through that whole process of green card and all that stuff. It was really a big struggle. At a point, when we entered the U.S. for the first time, which was 2019 of December, almost ending the year. At that point, we entered the U.S. and that was the first entry, to be honest. And having the first entry like that, and seeing how majorly it's been throughout, every day it's been a struggle for me, because one thing is, I'm grateful for it. I'm grateful to have an opportunity to be in the U.S. and be able to work and try to get a job somehow. But nowadays it's really a struggle, because now even though you have major job openings and all that stuff, it's you either get rejected or you don't. You get an offer letter, or they would say oh, I'm sorry, but the position's been filled, or etc. And as we going on, people apply through various of stages. First, they try to get EB5, or they try to get H1N1, or they try to get how do you say that, H1N1, EB, there's multiple visas. And out there, I'm sorry if I may not get the visa stuff right, but then at the same time, I can talk about how we all came through to here. I came here initially as a student first, but I couldn't work because I didn't have a work permit, no social, nothing like that. So eventually, when we applied to get our green cards, at that time we had applied through an investment. So there's even investment visas. Okay, that's one of them too. And you have many types of visas. It doesn't have to be you work. I mean, you don't has doesn't have to be a specific kind of visa. Or, for instance, if you worked here before and you got a job offer here and you started working here, so going to school here and doing all that stuff again, which is common because anywhere you go, sometimes they may not recognize some certificates or like degrees or whatever you guys call it. And in this stage, like it's all about, you know, you putting the hard work, all that stuff. And on top of that, even the fact that, you know, nowadays, like, people are so like, you know, wanting to come to America, have a dream and all that stuff. It's not easy because as a person like me, honestly, it took us like a long time. Even like when we usually travel like out of the countries, right? And when we travel out of the country, they always ask us, like, you know, show us your green card and all this stuff. And technically, and like, you only get like a year like a year's of worth of when you first get it, it's like a year, right? Initially. And on top of that, we get a year of extension. No, first you get a year, and then after that you get like your lawyer, whoever's appointed to you, is giving you an extension through the USCIS, right? So once that process is done, you get a paper saying this is your extension for 6 months, and because it's expired on this particular month, and you got an extension for another 6 months, and which is like to a year basically. And in that time, you when you travel, right, like it's really it's really a funny story, because every time you have to go take a paper, you get a USCIS government paper, and you have to have that in hand all the time, right? So every time you travel, you have to show it to the country's customs, and like whichever state, or sorry, whichever country you're entering, or whichever, you know, wherever you go basically. And they ask you. For me, it was really a struggle, so I can tell you, you know, my experience. And when I was going to I had gone to Middle East, right? And I was coming back from there, like I was going to Dubai. That's amazing. I mean, but people do call it fake Dubai though. But in that point, they kept asking, like, show me your papers, show me this. And for them it took a while. It took like a moment basically to understand, like, this is our extension paper, because it's not all over the country, that some would get it, some wouldn't. So it takes like an understanding for them to, you know, realize that, okay, they have given you like an extension for 6 months, which is like from the time it expired, which is, you know, 24 months, like that. So in that time, they were like, you know, like, since it expired on that time, we'd oddly get like a extension paper, and you had to explain like the whole process again, like, this is what we have, and they're giving an extension, and this is how it went. And then even when we went to, like, as you may not know, I'm an Indian, all right? I just say it out loud. And I went to my country, all right? But going there, they also took like that was really a struggle. Like, I mean, yes, it is the pandemic too, I can get that. And they all were like looking at the paper like for a couple hours, and our flight was there, and they take like immense of time. And we were like thinking, like, how are you guys not up to date with what people travel with like day to day. And you guys see like a lot of Americans, a lot of tourists from like various countries, like having different documentations and stuff like that. And one being like from America and stuff, like people have the tendency to like have, I mean, not have like the proper paper sometimes. Like, even, I'm not saying like people do or no do not, right? But in this instance, like when you go, like when you're traveling this different country, and you're working right there, like you're traveling from there, I mean, you guys should know, you should be aware of like what's going on and all that stuff. But in that moment, you wouldn't realize like, oh, we have to have an extension paper, but they're supposed to have an extension or a new green card at that point, and instead they give you like a extension paper, which may sound ridiculous, but to our eyes, it's also ridiculous. But to their eyes, it's like an investigation of whether this person has the proper papers, or whether it's valid, or you guys have like a good reason for what they have given to you and stuff like that. And the worst thing is, most people don't even know like what an extension paper is. Like, if you're a green card holder and you've been out the country for like max 2-3 months, right, and you come back, they ask you like, okay, well, where have you been, all that regular stuff, right? And they ask you like, please show me your papers, like you're a green card holder, right? And yes, you would say, yes, I am. And then you present your papers and your card, and they would say, okay, tell me, where have you been the last 6 months? And you'd be like, yes, I've been in either Dubai or India or something like that, right? And the question they will always ask is, like, what do you bring and all that regular stuff, right? So in this instance, you would assume like, okay, we brought the right papers and we presented to them, and then they ask, like, in America apparently, when we entered America, the U.S. soil, they asked us to show us the papers. We showed, and I mean, I understand like it's hesitation. You guys do work for like immigrations and customs enforcement, and you guys should know that these papers are like what they are, and and some may be new to the job too. I get that, it's all right, because I don't blame you guys, but at the same time, it's like, you guys should understand that the papers we present, it's not from us, it's from you guys, because it's from the how do you say that, from the USCIS, which is like, it's like how to say, it's like understandable that most people don't get it, I understand, but in the fact of what papers we present and all that stuff, you guys should understand that this is the papers, and that's the how they give it to us. And like, some people misunderstand like some things, like, oh, maybe this guy's an illegal, or you guys have no proper papers and all that. It's totally understandable to be suspicious, but overall, like, coming to America is like, it's like a good dream, but then when you want to like have educational and stuff like that, it's also good. But overall, like, you would want to come here and settle down at some point, it's also great. But moreover, it's like it's also a struggle with insurance and stuff like that. I would suggest you guys bring your own insurance or something of sorts wherever you guys are from, or you guys ever come by to visit America or something like that. It's best to do that 100%. And judging from like all the people that do come here and like look for medical attention and stuff like that, I want you guys to have like additional insurance, like wherever you guys are living or coming from or wherever. And it's best to have like something, that travel insurance they call it, and to have all that stuff, it's better that way, because in an instance you may need it, right? You don't know what happened, may happen, may not, right? But it's best to have that in America or wherever you guys end up being. And honestly, it's a lot better that way. And you know, that's how it is. You know, you guys have to have, you have to be 100% prepared for like whatever comes off of it. And you know, much love to you guys, much love. And honestly, you know, seeing how it's amazing. This is my experience. This is how I entered America. I'm like working now, also at the side, and you know, trying to make ends meet. Everyone is trying to do that. And you know, this is the end of the video. If you guys are new to the channel, please comment down below with any questions you guys have about how to be in America and all that stuff. Please let me know down below, and like and subscribe this channel. And if you're new to the family, you know, turn that post notification on, turn that bell on, comment down below, and subscribe. And you know, peace out. Much love to you guys. All that love and positive attitude out there for you guys, to newcomers and all that stuff. Peace out.